All right, all right. We are back in beautiful Belmont, New Jersey at another episode of Grit Won't Quit. And I have a friend of mine, long time, I know him a long time, Jimmy McNamara from the Jersey Shore BlueClaws. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm great.
I'm not an announcer. I do not have that skill set. But Jimmy, I've known you a long time. I met you first through Big Brothers Big Sisters at the BlueClaws, and
yeah, do that in the Brick Chamber of Commerce,
and then Brick Chamber of Commerce, and then you've helped my charity, Wingman Foundation, a few years in a row now, doing a toy drive with Christmas in July, which is awesome. This past year was a little bit of a washout, but
we had a couple of those this year, unfortunately. So we're 2026 is gonna be a little drier.
I'm hoping 2026 is great because the year before was a great toy drive in July, and hopefully we'll get back to that this year. So thanks for coming on this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us about the Jersey Shore BlueClaws. You've been there a long time. During the time, the name has changed from the Lakewood BlueClaws to the Jersey Shore BlueClaws. You guys are huge in community involvement. You guys have fundraisers. You guys do a lot of stuff. You really are like a destination for families and groups and organizations in this area.
Yeah, and that's really what we try to convey when we talk to folks. I mean, I've been there 22 years.
22 years in the same job. You don't see that anymore.
No,
Jimmy's a loyal guy.
That's kind of rare. And the team, this is our 25th year coming up.
25th year.
April of 2001 was our first game, so we'll be celebrating a lot of 25th celebrations this year. We'll do a couple things. But yeah, we're certainly a baseball team, but we're more of a entertainment destination, and also we like to think of ourselves as the front porch of the community. We work with a lot of organizations, and when I say work with, they're coming to our games and they're buying tickets, but we're also working with them to do fundraisers. Mm-hmm. Whether it's through our fundraising program, specifically to nonprofits, schools, little leagues, all kinds of organizations, and maybe people that need to raise money. Whether it's the little league team looking to go to Cooperstown for a trip, or a large nonprofit that's doing a couple hundred tickets with us.
You know what's crazy though? It's an easy way to make money. It's a fun night.
Yeah.
It's a fun family night. Like you go out, you buy a couple tickets, you go with your friends, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden, the organization makes some money for something that's fun to do.
Right, and we one of our pitches is people, everyone we egotistically, I think we like to think this is going to come to a BlueClaws game this year. If you live in this area, if you like to have fun, regardless if you like baseball or not, you're going to find yourself at a BlueClaws game. Why not have them get their tickets through your organization and raise a little bit of money? So that's one way we kind of help out in the community. But again, we're also always donating items, tickets to organizations that are having tricky trays or galas or golf outings. We like to support those. We're involved with a number of the Chamber of Commerces in the area, because one, that helps us network, that helps us meet new people, talk to them about all the great things that we do, whether it's the community events, season tickets, corporate partnerships. So we try to get out and be present as much as we can year round. I mean, the summer, obviously, we're at the ballpark quite a bit. We have 66 home games.
66
home games. Yep. April 7th. That's our first one for this year. Yep. But so especially like this time of year, we're really trying to get out to, networking events, whether it's breakfasts or happy hours or, any type of event that we can get to, whether it's, myself or some of the senior people on our staff, or even, we're trying now to get some of the younger staff involved and just show them this is really how not only you're going to help yourself in your career by getting out and meeting people, but also get the BlueClaws name and brand out there. Always wear something BlueClaws to whatever you're going to go to.
That's great. And so when you got into this 22 years ago, were you thinking you're going to be here 22 years later?
No, but I'm not surprised knowing me. I went to I always loved sports growing up. Realized at some point I wasn't going to be a professional athlete, which I think a lot of our my colleagues probably have the same mentality.
That's the worst when you realize.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
Maybe a jockey, but even that wasn't going to happen either. I was thinking about where to go for college and what to do, and wound up going into school for sports management, and wound up one night after I'd graduated, kind of not really know where I was going to go. I'm from here. I grew up in northern Monmouth County. I obviously, if there are other opportunities elsewhere, I would have taken them. But I've always kind of wanted to stay local, right? Stay in the area. And I was on the BlueClaws website at that time. This is the fall of 2003.
Okay.
And they had an internship I was like, all right, well, we'll see what this is all about. So long story short, I applied, got hired, and it was paid at Paids, which at that time was kind of, there weren't a lot of those. It was full time, so they were looking for people that had graduated college, because when I started there as an intern, or we called it an assistant program, you were almost like treated like full time. Like you had sales responsibilities, you were taught and trained on how to do really everything. So that's how I got started. And 22 years later, still there.
Still there. And how have you seen it change? How have you seen baseball change? And just in 22 years, a lot has changed. I mean, you've had a recession, you've had COVID, you've had all these changes. Like, how has that impacted the program, the team? Getting out and getting new people involved in it.
Yeah, I think all challenges, and I think one thing that someone told me a while ago, and I kind of maybe think this is true, is that minor league baseball is in a way recession proof, because we're a great value. Tickets are relatively inexpensive in the scheme of things.
What does the ticket cost?
$19 to come to it. That's the day of the game. You walk up or buy online day of the game. There's other ways to get tickets at different rates: season tickets, mini plans, group outings. That gets you in the ballpark. So we try to convey that with people. Always be present again in the community. Remind people who we are, what we do, and even though you might be times are tough, and whether it's now or 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Kind of we're there for that 3 or 4 inning vacation for people from their lives. So I think it's kind of reminding people that can be that escape when times are tough. And as far as baseball changed, one of the things that being in the minor leagues, some of the changes that they kind of test out with us first before they make it to the majors. So the runner on second in extra innings, which now is part of Major League Baseball, that started with us. Wow. Not us specifically, but like the minor leagues. The pitch clock, all things that have kind of sped up the game in a way. That all kind of starts with us. And of course, and I don't pretend to be obviously I work for a baseball team, a baseball fan, but the X's and O's sort of it. I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert on that. But analytics is a huge part of the game now. A lot of numbers are Moneyball. Yep. I mean, the ballpark, parts of the ballpark, behind the scenes, we've had to update and change for various things that the Phillies, who we're an affiliate of, need. They need the video room, and they need all these upgrades, which 25 years ago weren't really a focal point. So, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we were still doing what we did. 25 years ago, providing a great value for people in the community to again come and get that 3 or 4 hour vacation.
That's great, and that's a nice way to think about it. Again, for what things cost today, $19 is a small price to pay for entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, we think so. We think it's still a great value. I mean, we do a lot of stuff at our games that if you're not a big baseball fan, you can still come and enjoy. I mean, we do a post-game fireworks show. We have different, gate giveaways, in between the innings. We're trying to entertain people with different skits, whether it's Buster, our mascot, doing silly stuff, or fans competing in a way. We try to provide great food options. We have different areas around the ballpark. So you may come to a game one night and it's a beautiful, Friday night, and we might be sold out, but not every seat might be filled because people are out playing mini golf, because we have a mini golf course in the right field corner.
That's awesome.
We have a beer garden set up. We call it the Sandbar, out in the left field corner. We have a stage there, so we'll have bands play throughout the game. So there's always something different going on. We have in center field, we have boardwalk style games. The games you see on the boardwalk in Point Pleasant and Seaside. So we're really bringing that shore beach atmosphere and theme to the ballpark.
Even if you don't like baseball, you could do other things.
I think so. Yeah.
Drink a beer, play mini golf.
We have that too.
Yeah. You're on your way.
Yeah. And if you do want to watch the game, you can get a seat right on the field, or close to it, and it's a great experience. When we've had a lot of major leaguers come through, whether it's playing for us or when we played the Yankees affiliate, Aaron Judge, has played in Lakewood.
How many guys have gone pro or gone to the major leagues that started in your program?
127.
Wow.
I did have to ask that number. Yeah,
You didn't know that number of times.
I knew it was over 100. I didn't know the specific
So
number.
127 guys played at Lakewood
For the
Stadium.
BlueClaws, yeah.
For the BlueClaws, for the Jersey Shore BlueClaws, the Lakewood BlueClaws before that. 127 guys made it to the MLB.
Yeah.
That's
One of our
awesome.
guys, actually, Ranger Suarez, just signed with the Red Sox. He signed a pretty good deal with them this past week. So it's
That's really cool.
it's cool to see that. I mean, first I would have liked them to stay with the Phillies, but
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had a lot of guys roll through. I mean, Ryan Howard, Cole Hamels, Carlos Ruiz are probably the
bigger names,
most popular ones have gone on. They actually had a lot of success with the Phillies.
Yep.
All won the World Series back in 2008. But yeah, it's cool to see once you see guys kind of come through.
When you see these new guys come into town, like, can you tell which guys are gonna make it? Like when you start watching them play a little bit.
I'd like to say I watched most of the game, but there's a lot of games I don't watch. I mean, we get a sense of like who's kind of like the top prospects and who who's a high draft pick, and kind of keep an eye on them. I wouldn't say I have a great eye for baseball talent, but yeah, you can definitely tell. I mean, a guy to watch out for, I'd say, is came through the ballpark or the BlueClaws a couple years ago. Aiden Miller, big Phillies prospect. He'll be good, I think, in a couple years. You can kind of tell watching him.
Yep.
He had a great swing, and I think he'll be good.
Now, let's talk about some of the other things. You kind of touched upon it when we first opened up, but like the fundraising things and how you get involved with the nonprofits in the community. And you have your own nonprofit.
We do, right? Yeah. We have our own
that
charity, BlueClaws Charities, which a lot of people may not know about. It's a separate entity from the BlueClaws, but we do a number of things throughout the year to raise money, and really we just give that money right back out into the community, really through a grant process. And if you've ever been to a game and you bought a 50-50 ticket, you're supporting our charity. That's one of our biggest fundraisers. Yeah. It's a great fan amenity at a game, but it also helps.
And everybody loves a 50-50.
Oh yeah, who doesn't? Yeah.
Those are good hits. Even though your likelihood to win is low, everybody loves a good 50-50.
Yeah. We do that. Right now we have we're selling raffle tickets to win a share of a luxury suite.
I won that one year.
Yeah, that's right. Mike won it.
My team love my Shubu team and Shaw Luxury Limos teams love that suite. We didn't win last year and we didn't do a game. And at the Christmas party, at the holiday party, one of the drivers came up to me and said, "Tom, we didn't go to Lakewood. We didn't go to the BlueClaws this year." I said, "All right, we'll go back next year." I said, "I didn't realize that it was such a hot item." But they did like it.
I should have brought tickets with me. But yeah,
they don't want regular tickets. They like to sit in the suite.
I meant like raffle tickets because
right.
we're selling them now. The drawing's March 27th. So
all right, I'll get one.
We sell those tickets. They're $100, and if we pull 8 winners, and those 8 people will win 10 games in a suite. So that's another good fundraiser for us. A lot of times you'll see us wear crazy themed jerseys for a certain game. Like last year we had a halfway to Halloween night where we had a zombie themed jersey.
Yep.
We did our whole locals Benny's promotion last year, which was awesome, with the Hudson Valley Renegades, where we rebranded it as the locals for 3 games, and the Hudson Valley Renegades, who are the Yankees affiliate up in the Poughkeepsie area, they became the Bennies. So that was really cool, and we auctioned those jerseys off. We actually split the proceeds with the Renegades and a charity they work with up there. But so whenever you see the team wear specialty jerseys, those jerseys most likely are going to be auctioned off at some point after the game.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's all those things that we do to raise money. Again, literally to just give it right back out to the great nonprofits that are in the area that are probably supporting us, and I know most of them are supporting us one way or another too.
And then you also have where people could come and cook in your kitchen, right?
Yeah, that's
they do this fries or something.
They do. We have our food and beverage partner has a program where nonprofits can come and volunteer and basically make money for working a concession stand. Mm-hmm. I think there's opportunity even for multiple games to do that. So we can certainly I've talked to a couple nonprofits recently about that and how that works. But
years ago with Big Brothers, I was back there. I was like the fry guy. I said afterwards. I said, I don't know what you got paid, but I might have just made next year. Just make the donation rather than be the fry guy. I wasn't that good at it.
That's right. I mean, it's not that tough.
So that's great. And then you have organizations like you do with Wingman Foundation, where you let people bring stuff to the front of the park and collect. And
yeah, we have different drives drives throughout the year. We've done the toy drive with you guys on Christmas in July. We have a great military appreciation night, and we work with an organization that does a troop supply drive.
Oh, cool.
People can bring all kinds of items that will get shipped to our troops all over the world. We've done coat drives, we've done diaper drives, we've done school supplies, all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
So I mean, it kind of goes back to like us being much more than a baseball team and
you're a community partner.
Yeah.
You're a community guy. You're a community organization that helps people connect and have a night and have a fun night at the park.
Yeah, that's really, at the end of the day, that's what we're all about. We're giving people, again, I keep saying that 3 or 4 hour vacation, but that's kind of what we.
It's a nice way to think
of.
about it. Again, they come. Kids come in, they go in the park. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of fun activities. Watch the game, see the fireworks.
Yeah, meet Buster. I mean, he's always down for a meet and greet and high five. We do a lot of things, specifically with like youth sports, the experience type stuff where you go on the field prior to the game. One of the coolest things I think we do, and I wish it was around when I was playing Little League, is that we do this thing called the Future BlueClaws, where we have a Little League team run out with the BlueClaws when they're introduced prior to the game.
That's really
and stand
cool.
with them stand next to the players for the national anthem. So I've always thought that was one of the coolest things.
And do the team? How did the teams get selected to do that?
They do a group outing with us, and we work with them just to figure out what the best date is and get them set up.
That's really cool.
Simple. Yeah, it is.
I never ran out with a team.
No.
Although, like as an adult, I was with my little brother from the Big Brothers program years ago. His team got to go out for at a Jet game, and we were on the field. And I was like, I never did that as a kid.
It's
so cool.
It's wild, and it's cool to see a lot of major league sports teams now are doing a lot of the things, in my opinion, that started with minor leagues. The kind of the entertainment side of things that you can still attract people if you're like the major league level. If you're good, people are coming to see you. If you're not, they're probably not. With us, regardless of how the team's doing, obviously we want our team to win. But even for having a down year, people are still going to come out because of all the stuff that we do.
And I think it broadens your base too, because if you got it's people that are not true baseball fans, it's like, well, why would I go to the baseball game? But meanwhile, you have all these other things that you have going on that it becomes just a fun night out.
Yeah, it is. And we've done a lot of things. Again, going back to the networking and Chamber of Commerce we work with, we've done a number of networking events at the ballpark. Like last year, we had a multi-chamber event during a game, a couple suites.
During the game?
Yeah, in our party area. That was a lot of fun. I mean, I had to work a little bit, but then I went up there and network with some of those folks. We've done stuff, in picnic areas. We have in our left field corner fire pits set up, which was actually a kind of a product of COVID, because when we reopened in May of 2021. If you remember, people still, social distancing was still a thing. You can only come to a game in a pod of 6 people max. So I don't know whose idea it was, but we wound up getting these fire pits and set them up where it was a fire pit, 5 Adirondack chairs. It was $100, and that was you can sit with your group, your little group, be socially distant. And they were wildly popular, and now they're something we sell, every game, and they're still wildly popular.
And how many of those you guys got?
16, I think.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
One time now that you say about that networking, one time I was invited, I believe, by Ocean First Bank. Mm-hmm. They had one in the back area of the suites, and it was outdoors. They were serving drinks. You could watch the game, and it was it was like a full networking event.
Yeah, we have great hospitality areas that can do networking events, can do corporate functions, can do birthday parties. I mean, we've done
that's cool.
We do a number of off-season events too. I mean, I had my son's first birthday there in October. He was born in October.
Sure.
We kind of just took over the space upstairs. And we've had networking events in the off season too, because we have, if you've been there, you've been upstairs in our Blue Wave bar area, which is a great spot. And then so we have that. We have a conference room down the hall. We have some other indoor spaces to hold these types of special events. We work with some more organizations to do charity walks and charity softball games and all kinds of stuff on days when the team's not there. Because again, 66 games, that leaves a lot of opportunity for other things to happen. We have a huge parking lot too, so we've been able to do boat shows and RV shows and all kinds of great stuff.
You've definitely been able to take advantage of the space.
Yeah,
and I think the space is great. You have it's very easy to get to. It's close to the park, right? It's a good spot.
Yeah, it's
So for the 25th anniversary, tell us what's going on.
We're still developing a number of things. I mean, we are home April 11th. I think it's a Saturday, so we'll do some fun stuff that day. We'll be releasing some content-related stuff, best of 25 lists, all that kind of stuff. Maybe get some former employees back to do various things. But yeah, it'll be a year-long celebration of all things BlueClaws, and I can't believe it's been 25 years.
25 years, and Jimmy's been there for 22 of them.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. And thanks for bringing the team ball.
You got
all
it.
Signed this year. And what do we have? Some promotional items for?
Yeah, these are our new kind of like leave behind marketing materials. There's a QR code in the back that takes you to our website to learn more about the BlueClaws and what we do.
Awesome. So as we wrap up today, I mean, this was a great conversation. Thanks for coming on. As we wrap up, let people know where they can find you online, where the ballpark is. Just give them some basic information so anyone's interested in learning more about the BlueClaws can do so.
Sure. I mean, our website is blueclaws.com, BLUECLAWS.com. You're on all the social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, even TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but I'm pretty sure we got a TikTok.
I mean, for the ballpark, that should be pretty easy though. Like TikTok, like there's a lot of content.
And we got a great, and that talk about changes like over the years, like 25 years ago, social media wasn't even a thought of like doing all this stuff. No. Now we have like a team of people that pump out content and do videos and all kind of stuff, and they do a great job. And we're located right off exit 89C off the Parkway.
Okay.
Maybe like a 5-10 minute drive off the Parkway, so pretty centrally located at the Jersey Shore.
Awesome. Well, Jimmy, thanks for coming on today. It was
Thank
great
you.
to see you.
Always great to be back in Belmar.
Coming to a game this year.
Yes, definitely.